Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to AEC Season 3 Group D. We have two matches on tonight. First off, it will be Team Monarch taking on Team Plague, and later on, we will see Team Skyfire facing off against Mentos. I'm joined tonight casting with Covert. How are you tonight?
Yeah, pretty good. How about you?
I am well. We all hope that you had a great Easter weekend, and we should be looking to have a good couple of matches of Rainbow Six Siege tonight. Now, Covert, you were saying earlier that you would really like to see some theme park today.
Yeah, I would. It's obviously the newest introduction to the map pool, replacing Bank. So I would really like to see some theme parks. Not been played yet this season. So be interesting to see how some of the teams try to attack and defend it. You know.
Yep, so as we start with our map ban today, it will be Team Monarch taking Cafe Dostoevsky off of the playing field.
Yeah. So Cafe is definitely one of the maps that's your team either likes it or you don't, pretty much, because it's got a very certain playstyle to it. So if you don't really fit that playstyle, you'd usually want to ban it pretty much constantly. But still, still, you know, decent ban, I guess. If they don't like it, but Border will be the ban for Team Plague, so that will be one of the pretty stale maps gone. Is that you don't really see much fluctuation in attacks and defenses on it. So
Yeah, it's a map that usually comes down to whatever team winning and losing their gunfights, and that tends to swing the way of the match as we wait for our third ban of tonight.
it will be a pick.
A pick, sorry. And we see Team Monarch picking Coastline.
So Coastline, pretty good map overall, and Team Plague will pick Clubhouse as their map. So going to also a pretty default map strat-wise on Clubhouse. Pretty much the only type of real change you see is like when teams bring a Monty on attack, then you can run different type of strats around the Monty, but if you don't, then it will be pretty standard most of the time. Coastline has a lot of variation to it though, being a nice open map with being attacker favorite as well, which is very rare in Siege. So, well, Theme Park does get banned by Team Monarch, and Team Plague will ban Villa, so we won't be seeing Theme Park tonight.
Or at least in this first match.
Yeah, at least in this first match, but it's sad about that, but it's alright. And then Villa going as well, so probably the most defender-sided map in the game, I'd say.
Yep.
It's very hard to attack in. It's very hard to attack unless the defense makes some sort of mistake somewhere, and then obviously with that we will be seeing Consulate as our tiebreaker. So Consulate, pretty good map. Yep. So for Coastline, Team Plague has decided to start on attack. So that is obviously it's one of the things that you would expect from a Coastline pick, as it is attacker favored. However, Team Monarch will pick to defend on Clubhouse. You also expect Clubhouse is a defender-sided map. And then the random will mean that Team Plague will be picking Consulate if it goes to a third map.
Yeah, so I'm expecting a great matchup tonight. Looking at the past performances of both Team Monarch and Team Plague, they both have a lot of talented players. And all in all, I think that some good Rainbow Six shall be played tonight.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Don't want it to be anything kind of boring, you know? No one likes a boring game of Siege where people just sit, hold angles, and then it's just stale gunfights. So everyone loves fast-paced gameplay. Always fun. So
Yep, as we get ready to start our first match for today, it will be on Coastline with Team Monarch on the defense and Team Plague on the attack first up.
So the interesting thing here will be to see whether Monarch can... If Monarch can take a 4-2 on the defense, it'll probably secure the map for them. If they can take 3-3, they'll be in a decent position. But realistically, if you go down... Like, it is an attacker-sided map, but if you are going down on defense on your map pick, you're probably not looking in the best of shapes to be able to take it.
No, we're not, and it will be any second now. So, who do you think will win tonight, Covert?
Honestly, I don't really know. Earlier, Surrey and Plague don't really know what don't really know who wins. So yeah, could be Monarch, could be Plague.
Alrighty, Coastline, the picturesque map that it is, will be our first for tonight in our Season 3 of AEC. It will be Monarch, banning our first attacking operator for the night. Probably a Thatcher or a Maverick ban, Covert?
Could also be a Monty or Habana ban, but... The attacking bans are always decently interesting because you do see quite a lot of variety on this map compared to others. So, we will be seeing a Blackbeard ban. So, clearly not wanting to deal with head pixels on Windows. So, plus then we'll also see Plague ban Habana. So there is the Habana ban. That's mostly targeted. It's somewhat targeted mostly at the billiards defense, as she can just be annoying if you're trying to play behind bar. And then we'll also see Plague ban Legion. So that will be a lot of intel and just annoyingness gone now from the defense.
Even after his recent and quite profound nerf, Legion is still a force to be reckoned with, as we see Monarch banning Echo. So we will get started.
Echo really standard ban, obviously. It's just a lot of intel and plant denial that you pretty much have to bring an IQ to deal with realistically.
Yeah.
And yeah. The Legion even after the nerf is still pretty strong because the opponents can't sprint, so they are really just sitting ducks for any sort of defense to wide swing, so.
Yep. So it will be a hooker billiards defense to start off, as we see Monarch bring fairly standard looking lineup with Jaeger, Castle, Mozzie, Valkyrie, and Smoke, and their counterparts using an IQ, Thatcher using that 6th pick to switch to Nomad, Unforeseen on the Buck, the Ash, and the Capital as well. So a lot of utility on both sides of the coin.
Yeah, the judging by the fact that we've gone to Hookah first, I'd assume we'd just be seeing a standard site rotation from Monarch, deciding not to go for any strange ones. I have seen teams go double bar first sometimes, so will be pretty standard. However, the big thing to take note of is you got double Nitro Cell on the defense, so it will be interesting to see how that can be used. Plus, one thing is the attack deciding to bring 9 stun grenades, so really wanting to burn those ADSs, but bringing way too many. So I'm not exactly sure what they're planning to do with that many stun grenades, but I'm sure we will find out relatively soon.
Yep, Plasma is running that IQ, which will be ever important in seeking out those Valkyrie cameras. They are very small and often hidden in those small little dark corners. So that is definitely a good pick from Team Plague there. As we get started, attackers moving up to the building, and straight off the bat, Plasma is rappelling up to the roof.
Yeah, so more than likely just going to try and drone or cut off any sort of rotation in luggage or VIP hall. However, the Jaeger will be droned out downstairs as Ash is pushed into office. Jaeger, after the Ash lights up, not where the Jaeger is. The Jaeger will be alerted to her position. However, Mozzie is playing in blue bar at the moment, so in a decent position to try and pick up the kill, but won't as he opens a bullet hole into courtyard. So Ash just sitting there, getting droned out. while Buck will now join her in office. So I will believe they saw the Mozzie through the drone hole there, as a grenade will go out. Will not connect with anything though. So that is half of the Buck's grenade being used now. Oh, nice shot there from the Mozzie, just picking up the Ash through the wall. So that's very unlucky for Ash. Not really much could have done there. So that will be man advantage going in favor of the defense. However, will be quickly refragged by IQ, picking up the castle. Not quite sure where castle was playing to be taken there. However, Buck will move to kitchen and we'll pick up the kill on Jaeger. So man advantage now going to the offense as Aqua has fallen as well. So, or Nitro Cell coming off there, but won't connect with anything as IQ was not close enough to the drone hole for it to do much. Well, we will see the prone hold from Smoke with the SMG-11, just trying to get a pick, but it will not happen. However, Mozzie's going for a flank here, gone up main stairs. Could easily get a double kill here if no one's watching the flank of Plague. However, Buck in main lobby will mean that the Mozzie will have to kill him before moving up. So we'll give away his position on the flank. However, IQ pushing in will be picked up by the Valkyrie. So that will be now a 2v3 for the in favor of the defense. Well, the Mozzie has decided to stick behind as he will pick up another kill on that flank. So that will be a trip going the round, and then Valkyrie will pick up the second. So really good round there from Monarch, being able to get the first pick, and then also being able to come back from a man disadvantage. With the only two contributors there being the Valkyrie and the Mozzie. So, what do you think? What do you think Plague could have done better there?
Well, I think you said it right at the start. You mentioned that they were bringing nine stun grenades, and they had that Claymore on the IQ, and obviously the two frags on Buck, and that really slowed them down because they had three of those reinforced castle barricades to deal with, and we saw both of them just sit there smacking the castle barricade. It wastes a lot of valuable time and gives away your position. We saw that Nitro Cell going off behind the aquarium bar, not actually getting the pick, but still a little better placement. And we might have seen another kill there. So I think a bit more in the terms, in the way of soft breach, as we see this sledge being brought in place of the Capital this round.
I think another big issue is they didn't have a drone on flank watch for like luggage top of main stairs type area. As Mozzie was just allowed to walk up main stairs and sit there, Buck, not expecting him to be there, just got taken out. And then he just was able to sit there after killing the Buck as well. The attacker's not really pressuring him out of that position, picking up another kill later on. So we'll see the double bar defense now for Monarch, as they will bring a pretty standard setup. The mirror being brought, obviously, you pretty much always bring a mirror when you're holding double bar. It just makes it a bit easier as you have a way to look into blue bar and long hallway without having to actually face check it. So it just makes it a bit safer. Apart from that, pretty standard, obviously, with the Smoke, Mozzie, Castle, and Jaeger. So nothing out of the ordinary at all for the defense. However, for the attack, not really anything out of the ordinary. The only thing somewhat to take note of is the Sledge and Buck combo. So a lot of soft destruction for the attack, as you also have Zofia and Ash, plus as the breach charges on the IQ as well. So every operator brought by the attacking lineup here has some sort of soft destruction capability this round. So definitely not wanting to have to deal with those castle barricades the way that they had to last round. So just opting for as much soft destruction as humanly possible, pretty much.
Yep, as we see now, Team Plague pushing up and already taking control of most of the east side of the map. Peeking and pushing up towards Aquarium will be Plasma on the Ash. And looking down 90 hallway, Cry is looking for the spray. and they know that they've got at least 2 tangos to deal with down by Hookah and Billiards. As we see Skits with the opening frag for the round onto Cryers. That is a great pick. He does get taken down to about 60 health, but it's that frag that he got off, as Plasma is also knocked down to about the same amount of HP.
The other big thing here is the fact that he's offered that pick, been able to push into theater. So now the flank is really at risk here for the offense, as he can just push up whenever he wants, pretty much. However, Plasma will get a pick of his own, taking out the Mozzie, so that will be man advantage going equal now, as they do push up into Billiards. So will be roughly all of top floor control taken, as the Jaeger's not really holding much. He's more just sitting there to try and get a flank later in the round. So the defense will be a bit more pressured now, as they can't really sit in many of those power positions, and I'd assume the attack would open up the roof above it relatively quickly, as Plasma will find his second kill of the round, taking out Smokes. That would be a lot of plant now on utility on. However, she will run straight past Theater, which is where Jaeger is roughly playing. He moved into Penthouse now, as he's moving up into VIP. She will run into Lobby, being about half HP, so 2 kills, only losing about 50 health is very good there from the Ash. However, we will see the Castle pick up a kill, but he will be refragged straight away, as Mirror will wide swing and down Buck, so, and then there will be the flank kill from Skits on the Jaeger. So this round, barely any time left. However, both defenders very low, but I don't think Ash will be able to do much with such little time, and not even the diffuser in a 2v1, not really much she can do. She will stay alive, but not finding either of the picks. Can't really blame her for not winning that. It's very difficult to do so, so good round there once again from Monarch. One of the big things there was the fact that Plague didn't clear out that Jaeger. Like, after he got the pick, I understand that most people would just assume that he'd probably go back downstairs, but he didn't, and you really do have to drone that, because he just stayed up top the entire round, and then at the end got a pick. So you really can't be letting that happen, honestly. It's very poor there from the attack to let that happen. However, we'll see now kitchen service being brought, with once again a pretty standard defender lineup, as the Goyo will be switched out. So nothing out of the ordinary here. However, we will see the Ash be picked out to Jackal. Still having soft destruction with the shotgun, but also having utility. So this round, Monarch will be looking to go 3-0 up, as if they do so, that will mean that the worst they can do is come out of this half even, but it will set them up in a position to take defense advantage on Coastline. However, if they lose it, obviously Plague is still definitely in this half. So
yeah, once again, a pretty standard mirror setup, as we see Furry, I'm probably not going to say that second name on stream, reinforcing the blue bar, so it's clear that they will be holding the adjoining sites. And again, the castle being brought by Carney. Now, that was very instrumental in slowing down Team Plague's progress last round.
yeah, obviously Monarch has put a lot of time into scrimming with the castle, as they've brought it every round so far. So clearly very confident that they know how to use castle properly. However, Unforeseen will pick up a kill onto the Jaeger very early. 2 minutes 40 left, so man advantage in favor of Plague, and that will put the defense at a significant advantage, as the Jaeger will waste no time and will take no health as well. So they will obviously pretty much have to surrender top floor after that. So unlucky, I guess, for the Jaeger. However, Buck, there will be some drones down in, but Buck will realize that Jaeger was the only one playing top floor, will rush in very quickly, as we will see him open up some vertical play. Ooh, the Nitro is still very close there to being able to do quite significant amounts of damage. However, it won't, so we will be on about 90 HP.
Yep, as we saw the grenade also get thrown in, but not losing any HP. More breaches and sightlines being opened up onto the bathroom by Nerve there. He's got 3 breaching charges plus 2. That is a lot of holes to open up. As we see now, looking through the hole, he's right next to the mirror. They are about to see each other, but miss it. it's Navi rather. Carney, I can't speak properly. The castle of Carney, looking to get that pick onto Nerve, but only gets him down to half health. More
This will
breaches
be-
coming out. Jackal pings, however, are going down. We're in the pointy end of the round now, and not a significant amount of progress from Plague. Mozzie has been tagged, and he's peeking round, and will get taken out by Plasma on Jackal as he gets a second knock. Kanga playing by
That
Cool
is-
Vibes cannot contest against the powerhouse that is the C7E.
That is a nice shot there from the Jackal, as the round's looking pretty much guaranteed loss now for the defense. 1v5, but the Bandit will be able to pick up one kill, so 1v4 now, but he will have to try and retake into the defensive setup, which the attacker is going to use to their full advantage. He will find a kill onto the person playing top floor, so he could have tried to use the soft destruction of the attack against them, but he will opt out, as nearly finding a angle there onto the attacker playing in kitchen, but not quite finding it, as we will have a very difficult retake here for the Bandit, missing his shots onto the sledge, and that will be the round going in favor of Plague. So Plague finally picking up a round here. They really did need that if they wanted a chance in this half, and they will obviously find the round. So still very much in it. They will have to perform a lot better on this site rotation than the last one, but it is still very possible for them to win out this this half of the map.
Yep, as we see a return now to the Hookah Billiards objective. Similar lineups from both teams again. However, Rogue, Plague not opting to take that Nomad. The Zofia of Nerve will be picking to that Nomad. With only 2 staircases on this map and a lack of Oryx on the other team, there's only 2 real main flank watches that they have to watch between those 2 floors.
We will see. We will see Maestro instead of a Mozzie being brought, so not quite as much. They will lose a C4, but they will gain intel, so in a pretty good position. So.
Well, especially that combo between those Evil Eyes and Jaeger's Magpies will make it quite difficult for any incoming projectiles to take out those Evil Eyes.
Plus,
they can't just be meleeed; they have to be blown up. So,
plus, you also have the black eye cameras to look out for as well. So the Plague will have to be very, very careful about where they're going to not get spotted out. So we will see one of the Valkyrie cameras run into luggage. It's in an unorthodox spot. You don't usually see the ones placed there, but it is very much out in the open. So could very easily be shot if an attacker just looked roughly in that direction. So we'll be going for an office take by the looks of things, making sure they can clear out the downstairs area roughly before going for top floor take. Makes a lot of sense. Valkyrie will be playing up on the thing. He will take out Vert before getting refragged. So that is poor from the attack there. The fact that they lost someone in that engage is they knew exactly where Valkyrie was. So making it a trade is quite bad for the attack, especially the fact that they lost Vert, which means those black eyes will be a lot harder to find and take out now.
Yep, as you can see, Plague know that there is one in blue bar. So we see Cries in kitchen looking for that pick, holding those tight angles. However, he doesn't seem to realize that the defenders have actually rotated out of there. It's Furry on the Jaeger instead of Skits this round, as Unforeseen gets killed, gets the kill onto Furry. However, Kani does get the trade straight back onto Plasma, so it's now a 3v3.
The big
Stevens.
Yeah, the big thing here is the fact that Diffuser is down in Aqua, and there is a Maestro cam that can watch it as well. So the attack will, if they weren't planning on pushing Aqua, they will pretty much have to now. As by the time they get control of that area, plus by the time they get control of that area, plus.
As I think Rainbow Six has crashed there. Not sure quite what is going on. Sorry about this, ladies and gents. We will be back in just a second as we figure out what's going on.
We will find out the outcome of the round at some point, as obviously the round will continue to be played out despite having the spectator there. So Everett will more than likely be paused after the end of that round. So we will have to see what the result was, but it will be interesting nevertheless, as we will go to a quick break while we try and get this sorted, so be right back.
Alright, sorry about that, ladies and gents, but we are back just as quickly as we dropped off. We were about halfway through that round, and it looks like Monarch were able to take the win there. So we come back, it is 3-1 in favour of Monarch, and we will see a return back downstairs to the double bars objective.
Yeah, so not really sure what happened in that last round, but Monarch have taken it, so that does mean that they will at worst here take a 3-3 split at the half. So being on defense, that's pretty good for a Coastline, as Mirror is just YOLOing her arms in the sky for some reason, but it is fine. We will see the same defender lineup as last time for this site, so expect a similar result more than likely in this, unless the attackers can do something different.
Yeah, we see Skits back on that Jaeger. He was very effective in putting on pressure and getting those all-important kills last time that the double bars objective was played. And we'll see if he can do the same thing again, keeping Plague at bay as Monarch try to take this map. Pretty standard push up to the building. No early frags like we saw last round. So, yeah.
Yeah, the one big thing will be whether they can stop that Jaeger from getting in that flank position like he did last time they tried to attack this site, as the Jaeger got the one pick and then was just able to sit in theater for pretty much the entire round, and then flanked at the end and got a kill.
Yeah, so it is pretty obvious again with the Buck, Sledge, and General Soft Reacher operator loadout that it will be Team Plague looking to take the top floor, as we see Vert getting the kill onto Skits. Now that is great for Plague, because that is their key roamer gone, and will allow them to focus on the site a lot more clearly.
Won't be any sort of round-long flanks happening this time, as the Jaeger goes down before he can get in that sort of position, so trying to go for a similar thing as he tried the last time they defended this site, but just getting shut down this time, so that's a no. Or wallbang there from Unforeseen, though. However, we'll take out the castle, so that will be top floor control. More than likely surrendered to the attack. However, the defense not wanting to give it up will play it with their lives, as the Mozzie will pick up one of his own. Smoke will play very aggressively with the shotgun, but there's two people out there, so he won't be able to do much. We'll do quite a bit of damage, However, Plasma will pick up one of his own as the smoke finally gets finished. So now 1v4 for the Mirror on the defense. Bit of a visual bug there, as we will see Mirror holding her actual window out. We'll pick up the kill onto Ash, however. So we'll be blinded though, but 1v3 now, still winnable. However, we'll be taken out by the IQ playing in Courtyard. So much better round from Plague attacking this time than the last time. So
yeah, that was a fantastic round from Vert there. He got that opening pick onto Skits and continued terrorizing Monarch from above, and we saw getting that final frag of the round there. As we see, Monarch will again try to defend Blue Bar and Sunrise Bar, and by all accounts looking to bring the same operators on both. Actually, Plasma is on the Twitch, but we might see the sixth pick out to another operator. Covert?
Yeah, I think that they might. Nah, they won't stick to Twitch. I was gonna say they might stick to Twitch, or maybe just get her maybe off of it. But obviously, we'll be sixth pick. The defense not switching, staying nice and strong on what they like and what they believe they are good at. So, not much variation coming out now.
Yep, the final round of this half now. It is round 6. Can Monarch go into this next half with a lead 4-2 up on Plague, or will Plague be able to keep things balanced, as all things should be?
Judging on what's happened so far, I think it very significantly does go down on what happens with the Jaeger. Because pretty much all the rounds the Jaeger stayed alive decently long, Monarch have won, compared to the rounds that he has died first, where they have just been absolutely slapped about afterwards.
Yep, same mirror set up again. Now, the mirror is such a powerful operator. Those black mirrors and the way that they function in the game, as we see Cry is struggling to take out the default cam there, those black mirrors can be such a force to be reckoned with. But when you play the site over and over again and continue to use the same strategy in the same spots, it can lead to some easy picks onto that mirror.
Yeah, black mirrors have one of the... Black mirrors are pretty much the only gadget on defense that can seriously make an attack pause for a couple seconds just to think about what they're actually doing if they see it on their path. Because no one wants to push against a black mirror. However, there is a little bit of a tango happening now in main lobby as Mozzie pinged. So Mozzie knowing that there is a Jackal nearby, Jackal knowing obviously that Mozzie is nearby. They will literally be playing Ring Around the Rosie and Mozzie will win it out. So it will be man advantage going in favor of Monarch now, as they will lose the Jackal early, so didn't get to use many of his feet scans, so we'll see a decent amount of utility loss there. Our Sledge will just come up and open the castle barricade. Could have been taken out there, as you did have two people watching it, but was quick enough to the point where he wasn't. Oh.
So now we see both Carney and Skits looking for that pick. Carney gets Cryers just before, though. Furry gets his second kill of the round using that Nitro cell. Sprang will be unforeseen. He's only about half health, but Skits is also low enough that he's one shot now. Vert pushing up, takes out Carney. It's just the Jaeger left upstairs. Pre-firing, Vert being very aggressive with that 5.52 commando, gets tagged, cannot find the pick though. Still contesting round it, and great shot from Vert, another double kill from him. 3v2 now, and only 60 seconds left. It will be Crixus and Kanga back in the site with Furry still lurking over by the main entrance. As Furry actually gets the pick onto Unforeseen. That will be a triple kill for him this round, and he's been instrumental in keeping the front of the map safe.
Yeah, main lobby control just not being surrendered at all this round, and Mozzie's just been popping off, not letting anything happen. The IQ would expect him to be flanking, but he is just not. She's realistically just wasting time here, which is what Mozzie wants to be doing, is that can still be a crossfire setup on site. If he can just waste time, we'll get picked up. However, that does mean by the time Diffuse is picked up, there'll be about 10 seconds left. So 10 seconds trying to find two picks or push onto site. Very dangerous, but obviously playing that Black Mirror, we'll be able to find the final pick. One big thing that I would take note of that round is when the Jaeger died top floor. I would hazard a guess that he probably didn't even get to see the IQ peeking round, as peeker's advantage in this game is quite frustrating, especially when you're peeking out of a corner and someone else is peeking into it. The person peeking in can see quite large amounts of you, while you can see pretty much nothing of them. So
yeah, we saw a lot of one-on-one gunfights in that past round. The first one obviously being the Mozzie versus the Jackal dancing, as he put it, a ring around a Rosie. And also Skits versus, who was it? It was Vert on the IQ. As we come into the second half of our first map, it will be the teams swapping over. So Monarch with a 4-2 lead against Plague attacking. We see that sixth pick from the IQ to the Capital, and the first objective will be the Hookah Billiards again.
so that is very huge for Monarch, being able to take round advantage while defending first on an attacker-sided map. So, looking very confident on their map choice. But Plague weren't looking too unconfident either. They were looking pretty decent. They just weren't winning their gunfights where they needed to on quite a few rounds. So,
yeah, we see that Maestro being brought by Vert there. As we said, his Evil Eyes are just so useful. They can see through smoke. They're virtually indestructible. However, we do see Monarch bringing a fair amount of explosives to look to take that out, hopefully countered by the Magpies of Unforeseen. Nerve looking to place his final black eye camera in a little cheeky spot over by Ruins.
That'll be interesting to see where it lands. I'd assume it'd probably land. I assume the aim is to land it on like the top side of the wall so it can see onto Aquabout. But if you're on the floor, you can't actually see it. But we'll find out at some point, I hope. Meanwhile, office pressure being applied very quickly as the attack is clearing out bottom floor very quickly. Or head nearly being found there of the Mozzie. However, he will find a kill before his head could be taken off. So will be man advantage going in favor of the defense as the top frag for Monarch will go down. So.
And that is big as we see Carney gets the C7E kill onto Unforeseen, balancing the teams back out. We saw the Sophia go down there. That's a lot of utility lost straight away. That's 4 projectiles to burn the ADSs, including 2 concussion grenades, which are very useful in a close-pan situation. Spraying through the wall, however, it will be Carney looking to find Mozzie, but instead Skits will push up and take out Cryers now. I haven't even reached the halfway point of the round, and Monarch are pushing hard. We see those frags coming out looking for their default spots, but no one is sitting in that particular corner.
One of the big things here is with the Sophia going down, that will be impacts going, so it will be a lot harder to try and take out any Maestro cameras now, as you will have to use nades or get Sledge up next to it. But Sledge being on, by the looks of it, about 1 HP, will be very hard for him to push up and try and take them out by sledgehammering it, so they will more than likely stay up for the majority of the round now.
Yeah, we see Nerve there holding that tight angle in Aquarium. Sledge, obviously, like you said, Covert only on 1 HP, not able to do much. There's still a minute left in the round, though. Plenty of time for Monarch to push up and look for the plan or those kills. Playing a bit passively, peeking through a couple of kills straight off. We see not Kanga getting the kill onto Vert, Carney also getting the kill, and it goes 2 apiece, but it will be Nerve against the 1 HP Crixus and Skits going through. Crick gets the shot off onto the Valkyrie.
Yeah, so one thing there was the Plasma traded with Carney as he got the shotgun kill and Carney got the C7E kill. So I think that's a great example of how powerful the C7E is being able to contest the shotgun at what would have been a close range for it to get the final blow. So it's such a powerful weapon if you know how to use it properly.
Indeed it is. Again, returning to Hookah Billiards, Plague are determined to get this site win. It's 5-2 now, still a bit of a way to go until we see a map win from Monarch. But we see that 6th pick from Skits over to Sophia from Ash.
Yes. The big thing here is Monarch can take this take 4 in a row to be able to push it to overtime, so Plague really need to be able to pick up this round here.
Yeah, we see both a Jaeger and a Whamai brought by Plague. That is a lot of projectile denial, as well as the new deployable shield. So that will be even more to deal with. We see we have only 2 frag grenades being brought. However, those 2 Sophia impacts on Skits will also be able to deal with a lot of utility on site. However, a lot of intel will be being brought by Plague.
Yeah, so the Whamai being brought, you'd usually expect to see the Org and then him playing on site, because he's very strong on site. Being able to have an assault rifle, obviously not being a free speed like Jaeger, but being the only other defender with an assault rifle, it does make him a very good anchor. However, Plasma has decided to bring the MP5K, as we will see the Sledge struggling to get on top of a table there. So
now the MP5K is not a bad gun by any account, but as you said, just that pure damage of those massive 5.56 rounds on defense usually serve the better option. Furry looking for that camera and also looking for defenders roaming by security as the drones come in from Carney. Very methodical in their sweep as Crixus gets downed outside office by Cryers. Cryers very low though, not knowing where the other defenders are, but he does get taken out by Furry. So although he will knock down the sledge, he himself gets taken out, and Crixus will again be on such low health.
However, although he is on low health, trading out the Mozzie is very good, as obviously him... sorry, not even trading out, just getting the kill on the Mozzie and him staying alive is huge. He still has both his grenades up and a lot of soft destruction still, so... If he would have gone down that would have been so costly for the attack.
Yeah, not Kanga using IQ's Mark III Spectre and getting those electronics from under the floor. Very safe position now that all of the roamers have been cleared out and a lot of that floor is distractable. However, it will be Skits getting another pick onto Nerf. 5v3 now in favor of Monarch. I suppose you could call it a 4v3 with the amount of health that Crixus is on. And we see that Claymore go down in luggage as Plasma gets one and Unforeseen also gets one, bringing the tide back to balance. It's a minute left and not a lot of action in terms of playing the site from Monarch.
Yeah, so we will still have a obviously the double people playing on site of Smoke and Wamai, while Jaeger is roaming. However, Plant will go down. Jaeger will be taken out by the Claymore, not checking. That is an amateur mistake there, as even if you're trying to go for a flank quickly, you still have to check for that Claymore. It's such an obvious one, and it's so easy to take out, because there's pretty much nowhere to hide one in luggage, so... If he just looks at it, it'll be quite a bit better.
Yeah, we see Plasma and Vert both getting great picks there. Vert going for the counter defuse, but will we get taken out from below? Will the call-out come out in time? There's not a lot left. Furry looking for the pick, trying to spray through the wall, but will he be able to find Plasma Plague? No, he won't. And what a play from Plasma Plague there, slightly offsetting himself. And poor Furry, who planned on playing below to take out the counter diffuser, just won't be able to find Plasma.
Those bullets were so close to hitting him in the head. Bit of a misplay there from Jackal. Was if he would have just moved even probably an inch to the right, he takes out the Wamai there, but he won't. So that will be Plague taking out the round, taking the round. So that does mean they're in a bit of a better position now. Obviously, Monarch not going to match point's a good thing for them.
We saw Vert on the Smoke last round, pushing up and getting a brilliant shot with the SMG-11, able to push up and put some pressure on. That was pretty influential in the round.
Yeah, the pick there did make it quite a bit harder for the defense to for the offense to actually be able to close out the round, and it could have been one of the main reasons. However, I still think the Jackal playing below is in such an advantageous position there. Really should have been able to win it, but it happens. Everyone has that happen occasionally, so you just move on, try and win the next round.
Yep. Now, no Mira is being brought here by Plague in stark contrast to Monarch, and they certainly seem to be reinforcing a lot more of the site than their opposite counterparts. So it'll be interesting to see how Monarch plan to attack. We see they're also bringing that Jackal again, very hard on cracking down on those roamers, especially with Nerve playing Ella. We all know how strong she is with either weapon choice that she has access to. So Furry will be crucial to make sure that they have their backs covered in this round.
Yeah. The C7E is it's obvious. I'd say one of the best assault rifles in the game.
Yeah, I think by the stats it's definitely up there.
And also with the fact that it's got such it's really cool vertically is not the best, but it's got pretty much nothing horizontal. It's so easy to control if you just practice it a bit.
Yeah, combined with the amount that Jackal can bring to the table, either those claymores or smokes, as well as the ability to track down and hunt up to 3 defenders, he's brings a lot. And interesting that we see the massive LMG being brought by Carney, clearly hoping to spray some lead down range, as the saying goes, peeking into the corridor. Just looking for that pick that's not quite there at the moment. A lot of the time has been wasted by Monarch here. A lot of droning going on, but not a lot of killing or pushing up to the site. Peeking Hookah now, spraying, won't clip the hitbox, however. Furry again looking for that pick, but just cannot find it, coming very usefully, but not being able to get the frag.
Yeah. So, obviously, attack not looking great, but he will find up a pick now. That will be the Ella going down, as a second is picked up by the IQ. However, the Doc will refrag, so that will be the Jackal going down. Very good gun there being lost for the attack. However, IQ will pick up another kill, so IQ just raining death from above, you could say. As just not giving the defense a chance. That will be a third kill now from the IQ from above, so the defense just getting ripped to shreds from this IQ. However, the aggressive push-up from the smoke will find one, as he will try and find the second, but will be knifed by the Buck. So, missing the rest of his SMG shots, while trying to switch to the shotgun. Buck will see his opportunity and will push up and knife him.
Yeah, that is the problem when you rely on a secondary weapon, as so many smoke players do. You find yourself running out of bullets, and he just wasn't able to get the pick off there. We saw a little bit of knifing and potatoing from both the operators there.
Yeah, as a smoke man, I can say you really do have to try and hit that first shot in the head, or at least have half a magazine left if you want to be able to do pretty much anything with it. As the SMG does very little, it does very little damage, high fire rate, but still very little damage, quite a bit of recoil, so.
I was just about to say I'm having some issues with Parsec, so if you can still see what's going on, Covert.
I ain't got anything either.
Hello and welcome back. Apologies for the technical difficulties. The last match was played on Coastline with Monarch on defense, and they took the win 7-3 over Team Plague. So we move into our second match of the first series tonight. It will be Clubhouse with Team Monarch defending again. I am joined by Blue Panda Casts. How are you tonight?
Good. It's great to be back casting Rainbow Six. I really do enjoy it. It's good to be back casting with you as well, Sam. We are heading into the second game of the series, and will it be Team Monarch shutting it out? A nice clean tour. Will Plague bring it back to that third game, which I do believe is Consulate, if I remember correctly. I'm very keen to see what happens. Obviously, going into Team Plague's map, they obviously are feeling a little bit more confident here. I mean, it's good to be back on Clubhouse. If it's been on Coastline, but yeah, good to be back in Clubhouse. It makes some interesting gameplay, and it makes for some great watching.
Yep, and that was a very good performance by Mark last match. We saw them perform quite well, finishing off their defensive half with a 4-2 lead over Team Plague. And obviously, Team Plague just not able to pull it back in time for the map to finish. So, we see our first ban will be by Team Monarch once again, an attacking operator, and it is Maverick. Pretty standard ban for Clubhouse, Panda.
Yeah, most definitely. There's been so much priority around Maverick and what he offers, considering traditionally it is Thatcher being banned as well, which I wouldn't be surprised for the second. I mean, finding new and unique ways onto these sites is what players are doing right now. And Maverick was one of those ways that allowed you to get in, deal with some of those reinforced walls, And no, it's going to be the Thermite this time, so we're still going to have the Thatcher available as well as the Hibana. So there are some avenues onto sites here. It's just going to be a little bit harder. Hibana is great and all, but it's not quite as efficient as that Maverick or the Thermite.
Yep, so the defender will be Bandit. Another standard ban will make defending the cash objective a little bit harder, but teams always find a way around, as you said. And the final defensive ban by Team Monarch will be Mira. Standard again, but it does leave both the Echo and Maestro in play.
Yeah, most definitely. Those anchor operators, which can be incredibly strong on site as well, are going to be available. But going into things, it's definitely telling from what we've seen so far in the AEC Rainbow Six Season 3 as well. Traditionally there has been, hard advantages for defenders. 9 times out of 10 when we see teams opting into that defender's role first, they do succeed quite often. So it really is going to be quite telling as to how well we see Monarch playing in this first half as well. But coming into picks, it's pretty standard stuff all said and done.
Yep, so our first objective will be CCTV Cash Room. We see the Jaeger, the Mozzie, Castle, Kaid, Maestro. Mozzie, he's definitely rose through the meta the last couple of weeks. And obviously, having to bring that Kaid with the lack of a Bandit, pretty crucial.
Yeah, most definitely. They have opted out of the IQ, though, picking up the Ash instead onto Plasma. So a little bit more aggressive out of that operator. Usually IQ, you want to be using that Mark III. Look for some of those gadgets. And, with Bandit banned out, Kaid just makes it that little bit harder to find those Electro Claws. But standard setups all said and done. We are getting into the prep phase. What will we see Team Plague bringing... Oh, sorry, not Team Plague. Team Monarch starting off here in defense. And what will we be seeing out of Team Plague coming onto the attacking side?
Yeah, we see Skits again on that Jaeger. He was so effective on Coastline. Looking for those picks, staying back, rotating around that colourful and vibrant map. Might be able to pull off the same thing Clubhouse. It's got 3 levels, a lot of different rotate points up and down them. And it's decently spread out as maps go in Rainbow Six.
Yeah, it's one of those maps where, in some of these positions, you have to worry about not only, what's above you, what's on the same floor as you, but what's below you as well. It's a multi-level site, and having those hatches in the top story as well makes things a little bit harder, especially going into logistics as well. You have to be watching your back constantly on the defense side, as well as dealing with a lot of those drones, because it can be an absolute nuisance to deal with.
Yeah, we see Hibana looking and droning out there. The Kaid Electric Claws being taken off and on again. Nerve a bit hesitant to place down the X-Kairos, and we see Crixus trying to Kaid trick. How effectively he's able to do that, though, will be determined by his skills coming out, and one Rotilla Claw will already be down as the X-Kairos go off. No time. Second EMP goes off, but doesn't get the Rotilla, but the East Balcony is now open.
Yeah, poor timing there as more X-Kairos going down there, looking to open up that CCTV balcony as much as possible. Sprays going in, they have seen that bomb. They're looking to set up those pre-fires nice and early. And Vert will pick up the first frag of the round onto Not Kanga. That is the Maestro down, so those Evil Eyes are going to be completely nullified going into the rest of this round, and it is going to make that push just a little bit easier for the attackers here.
Yep, Skits again roaming, taking his time as we see Furry playing down the red corridor, using those drones to great effect, but his first one does get taken out as we see Plasma now getting Carney 3v5, and he's in the site. He's pushing there, and there's not much that Team Play can do to budge him from his little hidey hole. Nerve now going for the plant as those concussion grenades from Zofia come in. Plasma gets another as Prize also gets the pick onto Furry. It's all up to Skits now, 1v5. Plasma is on half health, but that's not going to make much of a difference when you've got 4 full health friends to help you. Flanking through Garage now, spraying, gets the first one, pushing up by Rafters. Sees the diffuser, but still manages to get the east wall, but instead it will be Vert getting another kill onto Skits, and a great starting round from Team.
Most definitely. Vert's finished that round right after he started as well. He got the initial kill. He cleans it up at the end there on that Thatcher. So we'll pick them up that nice early round. Gives them a bit of momentum going into round 2 as well. It looks like we might be heading straight back to CCTV off the back of it. And why not? You figured out what their strategy is going to be playing into that CCTV area. You've got ways to cover that. Unfortunately, the Kaid trick didn't quite work there. They mistimed it. so they will have to attempt it again. We see the Legion and the Frost being picked up here. A bit of a deviation in terms of standard operators on this site.
Yeah, whether or not we'll see that 6th pick from Furry, however, as I said, of course, he chooses to. We'll see, and he flicks to the Vigil. Aroma from the ground up. Sorry, the Wamai now. So a lot of grenade denial from Furry, making my life very difficult, but he sticks with it.
Yeah, I mean, you want to be able to play around that utility denial. It's been one of the most heavily prioritized things coming into high level Rainbow Six Sieges, the frag grenades and the grenade spam in general. In all honesty, being able to deny all of that makes it a lot harder to get onto sites. It allows you to keep some of those little nooks and crannies that the defenders do like to play in, because you cannot get those frags deep into sites or deep into some of these rooms to be able to deny that position. So it makes defending just that little bit easier. Not surprised at all that it has been opted into.
Yeah, we see both Nerve and Plasma bringing 3 flashbangs apiece, plus Unforeseen with those 2 explosive frag grenades. I think that choice of Wamai is definitely a good option, especially with the way that Team Plague played it last round, as we see the prep phase coming to an end now. How will they choose to attack in a similar vein?
I mean, Wemai has just been one of those operators who is hugely impactful going the later the round goes, having those magnets building up, not to mention the fact that his is so powerful when he plays in these anchor positions. You sit in some of these corners or you sit in that off position, they're not quite expecting it. Any utility they throw out to try and deny you is, like that. That's exactly what happens in response, though. The magnets pick it up. You can't get any sort of pressure onto them, as we are just seeing Carney potentially looking for that K trick again.
Yep, he's running that TCSG, soon to get nerfed, but as it is, it's still a massive shotgun with an ACOG. We see the EMPs coming out, getting the first Rotilla Claw. Xcaris again being opened up onto that wall. Not Kanga getting an opening pick for the defensive side, though, onto Vert. Skits, however, will get taken out by Plasma. So just like that, it's a 4v4, and that's the Thatcher gone. Vert playing so well with those EMP grenades. Has done his job, though. And we see, who is this? The Plasma will be rotating up as Notkanga looking through those carousels on rafters.
Yeah, I mean, it's this missed timing that has again been the downfall of Carney's attempts to deny the entry decided it will be Skits taken down, who has one of the 2 kills that Team Monarch currently has in this map so far, and as impactful as he was in that last map on the Coastline as a roamer. He's just not having the same level of impact. I mean, it is the second round, yes, but him dying this early in the second round is a rough sign.
Indeed, it is. Unforeseen now with that skeleton keep perhaps looking upwards as we see Plasma spraying through from the logistics office, making sure to keep pressure on Team Monarch from a lot of different... Come down now, only a minute left for Team Plague to go for an execute. However, Notkanga will get another pick onto Cryers. That's 2 for him this round. Influential for sure. Unforeseen will get taken down to a bit under half health, though. Crictus getting down on the east stairs, sorry.
Yeah, no, spray's coming out left, right, and centre. And it will be another couple of frags into the pocket of Plague here. 3-2 currently. Crixus is down, so effectively a 1v3. Will they be able to make any sort of play here? Carney holding, but it's not going to be enough. He will get cleaned up as Plasma nets himself another kill, picking up round 2 for Plague.
Yep, and that was another great round by Plague. It just seemed like whatever Monarch did, they couldn't hold on. We saw Carney again looking for those electric claws and just couldn't find anything. That's twice now that he's failed to successfully defend Cash Wall. And because of it, we see Team Monarch choose to go down a couple of levels and defend the Church Arsenal room.
Yeah, I mean, this is where the real question comes into it. We've seen this before in terms of the holds onto this Church Arsenal site. Sometimes it works really well. Sometimes it goes the other way, and some teams opt into the SSG strat without not able to understand how it should be played or holding in the positions they should. And as a result, completely get swept out of things and lose it outright. But hopefully we see something a little bit different here from Monarch, as they are going to opt for a pretty standard setup. The pulse being picked up onto Crixus are like this. It allows for that vertical play and means that if anyone on Plague stands still, they're going to be completely wiped out by that Nitro Cell.
Yep, especially looking to deny hatch opening in kitchen is probably the most effective spot for Crixus to sit there and play. We see Nerve again bringing the Hibana Vert on the Thatcher as well, being so influential the last couple of rounds, as he will be again, but we don't see a Kaid being brought by Team Monarch. Thoughts on that?
That means those hatches are just going to be free real estate, really, in all honesty, for Monarch here. They can, Plague. They can get through, they have the Hibana, so, I mean, we've seen some interesting stuff in terms of those hatch plays as well. If they can pull it off, you can go for that fast push into any number of positions down here, because there's just so many ways to abuse it.
Yeah, and they are opening up into blue, so looking to hold that Not Kanga, doing a lot of strike reconstruction with that massive shotgun, that smoke wields, as we... Team Plague 2-0 ahead of Team Monarch.
Yeah, Monarch actually yet to have any real impact in this game so far. Kanga has 2 kills on that smoke, and it's the best we've seen so far. Skit's got himself that one very early on in the first round. I mean, Skit's is sitting right there on the Mozzie. I think he's figured out there's someone repelling over by CCTV, and he's looking for that long game, that rotation in and around Cash Room, looking for something, hopefully, to pick up the first frag in this round. But it's a much slower start as we see the spray coming out. I say that, but it's all going off right now. Plague is going to get that first kill. Plasma is well the one to do it. Means that it is the Jaeger roam gone. Crixus, though, on that pulse, is going to pick up a return with the Nitro Cell. It's the threat I was talking about. Unfortunately, Nerve wasn't able to dodge that one out, and that is their hard breach gone.
Yeah, massively influential. It will all that much safer on Team Monarch's side, as we see the Zofia and Unforeseen pushing up, looking to take out Mozzie. Skits roaming up on rafters, unaware that 2 attackers are in hot pursuit behind. A lot of time being wasted, though. We see the Nitro Cell Soul looking to be peaked by Vert, but it will be Crixus getting his second kill onto Plasma. That is the IQ down, making everything a bit more difficult again for Team Plague, and a great defense so far by Team Monarch.
Yeah, Crixus is coming in clutch so far with that pulse. The heartbeat sensor has just been an absolute nuisance already. It's putting in work. They found themselves 2 early kills. They lost Fury, but ultimately that's not going to influence too much. He got those ADSs down. Yeah, he's great for that roam play. And I mean, when you're already in this position and Crixus is doing so much work already, I think they're going to be fine with it.
Yeah, drones coming into Garage, and it does seem as if they have caught out Skit. Spraying through the wall will not get any sort of pick, and the round draws to a close. Carney using that massive older takeout, cries his head. That's another one down on the part of Plague. Now a 2v4. Nitro Cell goes off, not to much effect. Picking up, though, the P10 Roni of Skit will get the kill as he gets traded out for Vert.
Yeah, it's been a much slower round this one. A couple of odd kills here and there. Vert going for the spray. Does take Kanga down reasonably low. The smoke coming out, though. Vert going to have to back off to red stairs and just wait for time, gather a bit of... We see the Thatcher grenades going at the EMP, gets caught, though, by the ADS. Spray's going at Vert. It's low, and he just stands there, accepts his fate. The smoke, the gas grenade coming out and finishing that one off. There was really not a hell of a lot more that he could do.
No, there's not. As people have often remarked, the SCS operators on both sides do wear gas masks, but it doesn't do anything in terms of the balance of the game. So that will be Team Monarch's first win, as they instead look to go to Gym Bedroom instead of trying to defend Cash CCTV again.
Yeah, I mean, the gas mask's purely aesthetic, let's be honest. They're not going to invest the tools in a training operation to give them a real gas mask, but... Yeah, back up to Gym Bedroom. Without that bandit makes things a little bit interesting off the hot tub balcony as well. So that's where Cade's going to become in clutch as well. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if we see another Cade trick coming out.
Yeah, we saw, obviously it was Team Plague that actually banned both Thermite and Bandit. So they clearly know, and they've clearly practiced using Hibana and Thatcher in conjunction to counter that Kaid, and we saw it very effectively on the Cash wall, and so we'll likely see it again on the hot tub wall.
Yeah, most definitely. Pretty standard setups coming out all around the map. Castle has been so impactful on this site and at a number of different levels of play. They're going to be looking to set up try and get those pinch holes in and around between master bedroom and gym as well. Being able to take out the ankles of some of these attacking is really rough to be able to figure out where you're getting shot from and play around it. Things coming out for more reinforcements. They've got the Mozzie for that information denial as well. I mean, is the attack going to work the exact same way it has so far, Sam? Because Cade tricks just haven't been working for Team Monarch.
No, they have not, and especially with the way that Plague have shown how they can take control of cache and CCTV if they from the east side. I think Team Monarch will be caught out and will be backed into a corner and possibly lose this round quite easily.
Yeah, and we are seeing a couple of different defense operators sitting here around the sites. You got Kanga and Fury sitting in a master bedroom, pinging out, looking for a bit of information where they can. Spray's already coming out through some of these windows too, and it'll be Nerve heading straight to that hot tub balcony, looking to get things set up. But Cade ready there for that Cade trick. They have scouted him. So this is going to be all about the timing, all about the rhythm, whether or not they can get the wall open here as it is starting up the dark between Kanga and Vert on that thermite as well. But the first thermite does come out. The X-Kairos have landed. They mistimed it again.
Yeah, Kanga, whether he's just inexperienced with Kaid or whether or not Vert and Nerve, playing off each other beautifully, have just perfected that little tango. Excuse me, it will be the hot tub wall opened up now, dodging the mute jammers. Nerve on that drone, looking to seek out that Kaid as he does. Now that entire gym objective is castled off, so it will take a bit more work from Team Plague to get the entry.
Yeah, most definitely. We see some hard anchors coming out of this Team Monarch side. You've got both Fury and Kanga sitting in around these sites and a couple of different operators on this top level as well. In fact, I don't even think they're opting for any sort of vertical play here, despite having two C4s still on board. They have dropped the defuse outside, looking for a bit of a different play. Unforeseen in position, and CCTV now is going to start the push in aggressively. Crixus lying down in gym, looking for the feet of someone there. Coming in through construction, it is Carney trying to find the head of the first attacker. Cryers has already taken a bit of damage, and this is where the sprays start to come out. He might get the flanked here. Just outside is going to be the Zofia, I do believe. Coming up the stairs, though, is Skits. That Rome player has been taken out already. That is the first kill of the round so far. Vert getting that one. He has been so instrumental in some of these entry frags. Plasma follows up with a kill onto Crixus. Kanga, though, will trade out Vert, the man who's been playing spectacularly on those entry plays out of this Plague side. It is now a 4v3 in favour of the attacker. Spray coming out from Kanga, who has been pretty heavily damaged at the site. This is the vertical play coming up. Fury has been dropped. Plasma gets that one. Double kill for him. Carney trades out, though, unforeseen. Unfortunately, though, Kanga has been dropped. It's all down to the castle with that UMP. Is he going to be able to do enough in this round to stall? We finds one, and that will be a double kill into him. Right now is the Hibana and the Buck, so there is potential for that play from below. Spray coming out. Cryers is dropped. It's now on a 1v1. Carney might be able to do this. 3 seconds left. All he has to do is delay. He finds the kill, though, and will shut it out, picking up the first round.
What a clutch from Carney that was. We saw him play that brilliantly, and for whatever reason, Team Monarch just refusing to plant the defuse.
Yeah, I mean, he held it together there at the end. He played that little corner, denying out the potential from Plague to get that one. There was so much time stalled out there, ultimately, by Carney, just by himself. Kanga on the ground, watching from the sidelines as his teammate cleaned things up there. We'd be heading back to CCTV, though, and off the back of that, surely that's got to bolster your spirits hugely if you're Monarch.
Oh, you'd think, and I think everyone in the audience knows how much of a poor weapon the UMP is. So the fact that Carney was able to outclass someone like Buck with his C8 really does show the pure skill that he possesses, and he will stick with that UMP as we rotate around. We see Cryers using the 6th pick to go from Ash to Zofia, more utility, and obviously bring those all-important concussion grenades.
Yeah, most definitely. Especially with the way they've been able to outplay this Cade tricking as well. Those concussions are only just they're only going to help them more. So it will make it just that much is to hold onto the CCTV side, and it really has been their downfall for a large portion of this game so far. I mean, as soon as they get that wall open into CCTV, the sprays start coming through, the pre-fires, that's when they start to lose a lot of momentum, and things definitely snowball in favour of Plague at that point. And I mean, is it going to be enough? Are they going to be able to keep Maestro alive? Crixus is only going to be so instrumental if he's still alive in this game, obviously, with those evil eyes, and surely that's got to be the play.
Yeah, it's 2-2 now. We would think that the way Team Plague played the first couple of rounds, that they would be able to get this. It's been both rounds that have been played on this site that, Team Plague have been able to win quite easily. Crix is a bit of parkour with your chunky boy Maestro there, and that is a great spot that he's got the evil eye in, as we see here get the second one looking on the east wall. And so the dance begins once again. Bert Nerve looking to open up the wall, and the Kaid of Notkanga actually nowhere near the site. So he's clearly noted that he can't take out that. As Skits will get the first kill for Team Monarch onto Plasma. That's the IQ gone. A lot of utility down, but Crixus will be very low in the process.
Yeah, and that will be the opening frag for Team Monarch here. Yeah, the Maestro is reasonably low, but I mean, it's interesting. We saw him jump up early for that little bit of parkour. Surely that's going to be a killer on the thighs with a huge machine gun on your back as well. As we are going to see, just more information gathering. Nerve throwing out that second drone of his, has scouted out Crixus. They know he's on the balcony there. They've also scouted out another member, I do believe that is Fury on the Mozzie. So they know there are a lot of bodies in position to defend these bomb sites. So they will have to find some entries early on, because if they aren't able to pick off someone in and around these sites, they will get quite easily overwhelmed.
Yeah, some funky business going on with the X there, and not a full sight line being opened up, but it will be enough, as Unforeseen, peeking up the stairs, looking to contest, throws the frag, cooks it quite well, and gets the kill onto Not K now. Pushing up the east stairs will be Unforeseen, but chooses to reload at the wrong time. Carney on the castle gets the kill, trades back on, spraying down east stairs, is taken down to about 30 health now, looking to contest with Nerve. Vert pushing up, looking for the kill in rafters, knows that the Maestro's in there, but can't get the kill. The intel from that aforementioned Maestro cam knows that Vert's there. Pushing up east stairs now will be Vert. Only a minute left for Plague to try and execute, and it's certainly not going the right way. Carney gets the second on to Vert. 2v4 now.
Oh, Maestro being used there greatly. Will unfortunately be dropped though, as they do come and look through that rotate hole. Fury will pick up the C4 kill, and followed up quickly by Skits will mean that they do find themselves around. Sorry, no, it was his Nitro Cell that finished things off. And unfortunately, just cleans out the Hibana there. We are heading into round 6. That will be the final round of this half. Currently 3-2. Despite going down early, Monarch are in charge right now.
Yeah, and we see Plague for 3 rounds on that objective, just played it the same way each time, and it's clearly come back to bite them, because Monarch seemed to counter every single move that was made. We saw those early frags going up. The east stairs push was shut down quite decisively by Carney, who's now chosen to rotate to the Pulse and leave Crixus on the castle as they head back downstairs on their final defensive round. It will be a Church Arsenal defense.
Yeah, I mean, Carney, a big fan of those FBI operators. Loving the Americans right now. He's gone from the castle to the Pulse, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if we see him on the Ash on the attacking side. But heading into this round, they've opted for the Valkyrie this time to try and give themselves that bit of added information. Try and figure out what's going on early, considering they are playing down in this basement side as well. Church Arsenal can be hugely tough to not only get onto, but also to retake as well, if you find yourself in an unfavorable position on. So it'll be interesting to see how they look to play this one. It looks like a pretty standard, all said and done from them in the prep phase. As we are seeing the reinforcements coming out, they're taking their time for sure. They have also got a decent amount of utility on the board as well. 3 Nitros and 2 Impacts. So we could see some interesting plays coming in on the back of those.
Yeah, as we see Plasma again on the Ash, it will be Cryers, however, on the Thatcher, with Vert instead taking IQ and the 552 Commando. Breaches as well, so clearly looking to play the vertical game.
Yeah, most definitely. That vertical can be an absolute menace, especially above that Arsenal site as well. That floor being open up can prove detrimental to any number of defenders sitting in behind some of those boxes as well. The drone's coming out there. They're playing it a little bit safer. They've learned their lesson after Vert got dropped early on. The Skits almost had the potential for a run out there in behind these two defenders of the Ash and the Thatcher as well. Vert and Plasma almost potentially caught out there, but it won't happen. Skits is just going to play it a little bit easy here. They're delaying things just a wee bit, not going for those aggressive plays, which we have seen from them so far, and that's such a dirty set. I hate it. It looks so wrong.
Yeah, so the X-Kairos go off, and it will be Plasma who's taken down to 75 health in a gunfight. Peeking through that little pixel peak, almost a pixel peak, will be Skits looking for that pick. Flashbang going off in Master Bedroom, though.
Yeah, he's not phased whatsoever. Does look for the rotate. Looks like they are sitting in logistics. Kanga might have been scouted out here, just running through the wall. They know they're in gym. Spray's going through the wall, looking for that rotate. Kanga picks up the first one on the Plasma, so that will be the Ash down. A lot of the soft breach gone now. There's another attacker up in this top floor as well, looking to rotating out. There's a bit of a peak hole there that could be utilized to take him down. And again, more vertical play coming into it. Kanga runs in, takes out Vert. The Carney again with the Nitro set will clean up a third for this round. It is down to Unseen and Cries. Spray going out will actually come out better off in that, and it will be not Kanga being dropped there. Instead, Spray's again coming out in bar. And I mean, they've got the diffuser back. They're in a bit of a favorable position in terms of, being able to get down into that bottom floor, knowing that the defenders are up on the same level as them. So we could see a potential swing here, but it's going to be a rough one for sure.
Yeah, Unforeseen is on some. It's difficult, as we see Plague really struggle in their attack, losing a lot of members on that top floor and not really reaping any rewards from it. Skits was able to get out alive, peeking down a long hallway now. Krang will be both the Jaeger and the Valkyrie, but it will be Skits again getting the kill and also taking out the Thatcher. What a round from Skits there, showing his effectiveness as a roamer.
Yeah, and it is going to be a nice couple of clean kills for him in this final round of the first half. And considering that this was Plague's pick and the fact that they, struggled so much in that first game, it's looking a bit rough for them here in the second game as well.
Yeah, so as we see the teams flip over, it will now be Team Monarch on attack with the upper hand. We see they're in the exact same position as we were last time, 4-2 lead over Team Plague. So it will be a CCTV cache first. We see on the leaderboard there, Carney leaving Team Monarch and Plasma at the top of the leaderboard for Plague.
Yeah, we are heading to CCTV cache first. Pretty standard first sight for most teams going into Clubhouse, and Carney will be just switching out there at the end. Unfortunately, we're not going to see him on the Ash, not on that other FBI operator. It will be the Thatcher for him, and they're going to be looking for the exact same strat. But this time they picked up a gridlock as well to deny that roam potential, which has been so key in this initial first half.
Yeah, so will Nerve go for the Kaid trick here? We are not sure if Team Monarch have done quite as much practice as Team Plague in that respect. But we see reinforcements going out onto Garage and all around upstairs as well. Barbed wire coming out and a pretty standard setup.
Yeah, they're looking to deny a lot of that play into the garage, which is exactly where you'd expect them to be coming out. The Valkyrie will be looking to throw out some of those cameras at the start of the action phase. 8 seconds left in that. More shields being set up by Plasma there as well in CCTV, trying to give themselves some defensive angles to hold. Considering those soft walls are there between the sites, and it will be the attackers in an all-out rush. Team Plague. No, sorry, not Team Plague. Sorry, it is a bit mixed up when you're looking through the spectate function. But Team Monarch looking for an all-out rush, trying to get an aggressive position, playing into that CCTV cache bomb site.
Yeah, interesting that they chose to spawn all the way over on that west side, and they might see the repercussions a bit later in the round if they get caught out because of the time that they've wasted. When you don't have, a full 4 minutes like you do in the newcomer playlist, every second really does count. And we've seen countless times matches won and lost on the turn of the clock. As we see now, Cry is getting droned out playing in construction, but peeking through, and he gets the shot off onto Furry. Spraying through the peak holes there, he will remain safe and at 100% health.
Yeah, and that will be the buck down. Furry was going to be doing a lot of that entry play around that soft breach, and now that he's gone, that skeleton key is going to be completely useless on the ground. Now another spray, Cryers takes the head off Carney, the top fragger for Monarch. He's traded out as well, though, by Not Kanga on that gridlock, and a super shorty just taking a bit of time here to breach through that wall so they can get into position, and they've evened it up just a wee bit. It is still in favour of Team Plague here, having one more man on the board, but they've got so much work to do. They are going to see the roam here for Unforeseen coming in from the stairs from below. He might be able to get in behind. The gridlock traps are there. The Slinger's on the ground. Dirt picks up a kill onto Skits. 2 versus 4 right now, heavily in favour of Team Plague. Looking like they might actually take out the first round. No, Crix is trading onto Vert, so it will be a 3v2. Things evening up time and time again.
Yeah, Unforeseen really living up to his username there, but decides that the Track Stingers and the Claymore on those backstairs are a bit too much to deal with, so instead chooses to go through round to Garage. We see Not Kanga and Crix as the only 2 remaining members of Team Monarch. Looking to push now. Not Kanga in the side, spraying through, will find Unforeseen. 2v2 now. TSG shots coming out, but it will be Not Kanga winning a second gunfight and the triple kill that he gets. He is knocked down pretty low though. Gets traded out, and it will be Crixus with the final kill onto Plasma, and not a dominant win, but a win for Team Monarch nonetheless.
I mean, it was definitely Team Monarch playing in positions where they could refrag if they needed to. So they were definitely in positions where they could capitalize on being caught out there, which is exactly what we saw onto Not Kanga. He got a nice triple kill there, but got traded out, and Crixus was right there in response, finished up the round for them. We find ourselves now in round 8, 5-2 in favor of Monarch, who have been commanding so far in the series.
Yep, Cryers' 2 early picks onto the Buck and the Thatcher, just not being able to have any real impact on the game as he got traded out, and they just had control of that west side of the map, which is quite an unconventional way to push CCTV, but it worked. And we'll see if they choose to play the same way as Plague return to the same bomb sites.
Yeah, I mean, it's the difference between, playing from the bottom down or from the top up. It's just from right to left in that situation as they did into through logistics. And unfortunately, I mean, they took the initial peak and Fury got taken down, and then Carney opted for the exact same thing and just got wiped out by Cryers. And despite all that effort he put into that double kill there, it was completely for nothing as they did end up losing that round. And it was a bit of a sloppy play on the side of attackers, committing to that exact same peak hole that they just lost someone to moments earlier. But we are going to be heading into the action phase for the exact same site in about 16 seconds. Have they adapted the strategy enough to be able to take this round, or is it going to be going the exact same way? Because, Monarch have just been pretty consistent in terms of the way they've been playing around these maps.
Yeah, we saw that gridlock and the Claymore from Thatcher really highlighting how much they are committed to staving off those roamers, and it ended up in a frag in a very sort of roundabout way onto Unforeseen. And Cryers again running that Valkyrie and again looking to play in a similar portion of the match, however choosing to hide instead, play the ninja strat, if you will, in the logistics office.
Yeah, it will be Cryers. I think he's learned his lesson this time. He's just sitting under the desk in logistics, waiting for that initial push in. I don't think he's been... Oh, no, he has. They've seen the foot. They know exactly where he is. They're waiting for the swing. They are going to see him. The spray coming out. They will be able to find an initial kill. Not Kanga picking that one up. And a really poor positioning there from Cryers. Thought he was being a bit sneaky. Puts his team at a deficit early on in this round.
Yeah, and that's the thing with those sorts of spots. It's high risk, high reward, and there is no reward. Plasma using the SMG-11 on smoke to great effect, getting the kill off on the Skits. That's the IQ down now. Black Eyes will be a lot harder to take out. Construction control, however, does seem to be in the hands of the attacking Team Monarch. Spray is coming out now from Furry, not to much effect. Unforeseen, looking for the flank again, not perhaps realizing that there will be the Track Stingers out. More X-Kairos coming out onto that construction wall, but the Electric Claw does come out, destroying them, and a great play from Nerve there. EMPs from Carney not being in the right space at the right time.
Yeah, much cleaner Cade gameplay out of Nerve for sure, as those X-Kairos will be going off. In fact, the pre-flyer there dropped by Crixus. Not Kanga picks up another one on Divert, dropping it to a 4v3. Double kill for him. Huge fragging potential from him so far in this round. Smoke's being dropped as well to deny the roam threat potential. He's going to go in just in that doorway. The plant going out already. It is Nerve there. Nitro Cell going out. He's going to stop the plant just in the nick of time. Teammates are there though, so the defuser will be picked up. They're going to lay it out as we go into this last minute, but what a Nitro Cell.
Yep, spraying now along the east edge, and that Nitro Cell also had the added benefit of taking out a fair amount of those trap stingers, making a possible retake a lot easier. However, the attackers are committed to this west side push again, and so far they're struggling to get any sort of traction in their attack here. We see Carney dropping below, but it will be Crictus taking out Unforeseen on the Jaeger. A man advantage now to the attacking side, but only 30 seconds left. Playing against the time, Carney taking out Plasma now. Nerve getting the shots off onto Crictus, not able to find the kill though, hiding behind the bomb, pushing for the bearing 9 now. And he will get the kill, the Hibana of Crixus, playing beautifully in that round and taking out Team Plague.
Yeah, that was a bit rough. Finding yourself in a position where you've got to dance around that central the shelves there and fight not one but two attack operators is a rough position to find yourself in, especially with Cade and that DMR not going to have the same rate of fire that you would have hoped, and Nerve really going to find that probably a little bit frustrating. But looking at the scoreboard so far, not Kanga coming in huge so far in this game for Monarch right now. Plasma doing what he can. But, I mean, 6-2 down, we're on match point, and it might be the fuse lock in here for Skits. They are hovering it. They do have that 6th pick available, but heading down to Church and Arsenal, I mean, fuse could be huge on this bomb site, considering that you could just play above Arsenal and wreak havoc onto any defenders sitting there. No, it's going to be the switch out. It's going to be the Montagne, and it makes a little bit more sense than the fuse, I think.
Yeah, now it's an interesting hybrid of roles that Not Kangaroo is able to play. We see him playing the Zofia now, and the last couple of rounds of Gridlock, both support/utility operators as they come, but he's still got massive fragging capability. As we see, he's at the top of the leaderboard and has 11 kills, massively outclassing his competitor on the other side, that being Plasma. He's really been an asset to Team Monarch, and it's paying off. So, we see, as Panda said, it is match point, and if Team Monarch can get this round, they can get the series against Team Plague as well. Pretty standard setup coming out from the team, huh?
Yeah, I mean, closing it out a quick tour series, everyone likes that. It means you can go and relax the rest of the night, or go and watch VODs. It really depends on how you approach this level of play, and we do have the Echo on the map for Vert there, so the Yokai is going to be an absolute nuisance around this bomb site if they find it in a nice position and are able to take down Fury on that IQ early on, which is what we have been seeing. The IQ traditionally dropped in the opening moments of the round. The over-aggression heavily punished by both these teams.
Indeed it is. So, Crixus on the Hibana now. Looking, you never want to take this too quickly, because if that Hibana goes with the Thermite Band and the Maverick as well, there is no way to get those hatches open, which is crucial, absolutely crucial in taking site control on these downstairs objectives. So we see him peeking through the rafters, a good little spot there for those that didn't know it. You're pretty safe behind that little mesh fence, and the EMP comes out, taking out the electric claws, and the first hatch in kitchen will be opened up by Team Monarch.
Yeah, and they are looking for that vertical play as well. Both hatches going to be opened up here by Crixus. They want to be playing from that top-down position. They have control over the majority of this first floor, so they will be looking to play in and around that. The third one has been electro-clawed there, but Unforeseen picking up the first frag on an 8. No, not Kanga there. Will run down straight into the crosshair of Crixus as he is traded out. We do have a defense operator on the stairs looking to contest him, though. We'll just back off. It'll be Plasma returning to look for those hatch sites. And Montagne looking to potentially get in a position so he could see down to those basements down that main hallway between Arsenal and Church. But Spray coming out, and Carney takes a bit of damage. He's getting in position, but that barbed wire is going to be an absolute nuisance. Spray as well, continuing out of this defensive side, just sucking into a corner. Will take down the barbed wire, looking for these angles, heading straight to Moto. Knows that the pulse is there. No Nitro Cell available for him, so Spray coming out of the shield, and it's largely inefficient there. Players are not going to be able to achieve anything, but Yokai trying to disrupt things. The Spray again coming through that softball. Carney will pick up a kill onto Nerve. Another one being dropped there by Crixus, taking down Criers. That is the Legion. Plasma dropped quickly afterwards. 4-1 right now. Vert will show a bit of life taking out the frag, but unfortunately it's not enough, and it will be Team Monarch taking map 2 and the series 2-0.
And another decisive victory for Team Monarch. Well deserved, I think. Plague just really didn't play their cards right there, peeking when they shouldn't have, wasting a bit of utility. And yeah, I think no one really was surprised as we see Monarch winning. Not Kanga, much deservedly, getting the MVP. Definitely a very strong, but we see Kani actually very close in second place. Thoughts on Monarch's dominance in that match?
Well, I mean, not Kanga clearly showed his prowess on the fragging potential early on in the second map, not to mention the performance he showed in the first one as well. So it's not surprising at all that they found themselves in this position. And I mean, it was a universal effort so far from this, overall from the side. Carney coming in clutch as well as the support players there as well. Furry doing what he can to provide that information despite only having 3 kills. And Crixus, almost an unsung hero. Yeah, he didn't hit double digits, but 8 kills, still a pretty solid performance from him.
Absolutely. So that was our first series of Day 4, Season 3 of the AEC Rainbow Six games. That was a Group D matchup, and Monarch taking it quite easily. So, who have we got up next?
It will be Team Skyfire up against Team Mentos. Team Skyfire coming off of the back of their 5th place finish in the LPL Pro tournament. So it will be interesting to see what they are bringing in off the back of that. Surely they've been looking for a bit of a win, considering they just missed out on that top 4 placement as well. So don't go anywhere, guys. We will bring you back to that series. Enjoy the replays of that first match, and it's going to be gearing up for a good series too.
Send another desperate message on your knees. I got you begging. I forgot I meant to mention it. You ain't nothing when you tryna be slick. You ain't nothing but my hounded ass bitch. Yeah. Ooh, you so obsessive. Send another desperate message on your knees. I got you begging. I forgot I meant to mention it. You ain't nothing when you tryna be slick. You ain't nothing but my hounded ass bitch. Call me up, you get petty. You know I wanted this bad. For 4 years I've been ready. Now you gonna make this splash, and you wanna go up while I'm bringing shit down. Now this wasn't so tough. You become a bitch clown. I think you should knuckle up once you knuckle up now. I think you should buckle up, cause you my bitch now. Yeah. Ooh, you so obsessive, send another desperate message on your knees. I got you begging, I forgot I meant to mention it. You ain't nothing when you tryna be sick. You ain't nothing but my hounded ass bitch. Yeah. Ooh, you so obsessive, send another desperate message on your knees. I got you begging, I forgot I meant to mention it. You ain't nothing when you tryna be sick. You ain't nothing but my hounded ass bitch. I was running road so many nations. Even when it's so sweet, I end up seeing red. Is it such a ghostly revelation? I may have fucked up all my chances. Yeah. And we ain't sleeping on the floor again. We never sleeping on the floor again. For the ones who didn't make it out, for the ones that didn't see the life, for the ones that never cared, never gave a thought, found no happiness in that brand new car, or the house you bought. I see you talking about the love you lost, and it was gone like way before you ever thought it was. Yeah, I took my time, no quick ones, quick run, quick gas to get back there. Hot roads, I didn't think I'd come back fast, cause I was running roads so many nations. Even when it's so sweet, I end up seeing red. Is it such a goal?